and today I want to talk about accepting the way that you look after you shaved your head. So I shaved my head 2 years ago, and I was kind of kept shaving it for a while, and then I let it grow back out, and I grew it back out to like here, and then I shaved it again, and so it's been a month now of having a shaved head. I shaved it like multiple times after that. So after I shaved it, then 2 days later I went and I got it bleached, and I also got flowers put into my hair, right? And so one thing I want to say is, like, do you not like it, or are you just not used to it, right? And so first, when I got it bleached, I've never dyed my hair before. My hair's naturally like dark brown, so it's obviously new to like have a bleached hair. So at first I was like, I look like a fool when I'm sitting in the salon, right? Then they put the flowers all around it, and then I was like, I look like a clown. And so I think to myself, like, do I actually think that I look like a clown, or is it because I'm just not used to it? And then I realized it was just because I'm just not used to it, and I've never had that type of hairstyle before, right? So then I was like, you know what, actually I look nice and I look cool, right? But then the next time around, because of the fact that I didn't exactly like the way that they had done the flowers, I wanted to do it myself. So I just got it bleached, and then I got washable hair chalk, and then I was able to make the flowers myself. I obviously don't have it in right now, but so the thing about the washable hair chalk is, like, it's fun and you can do a different design every day, but it does make your hair feel like a little bit weird, and you kind of feel like you can't really touch your hair that much because you don't want to like mess it up in a way. I feel like you can kind of touch your hair a little bit like once it dries, but like I decided that I don't know if I want to keep doing the flowers and the washable hair chalk because I just feel like cleaner like this, I guess, and like I'm able to touch my hair and stuff. So I would say if you want to design, then just do that design in hair dye, because then it will just like feel cleaner and you'll be able to touch your hair and stuff like that. But you could definitely use the hair chalk just to see what kind of design that you like before you get it done, like, you know, permanently. And so I realized that one of the reasons that I was feeling ugly and feeling bad about myself is because I was comparing myself to how I looked like in the past, right? So I would look back at pictures of myself, pictures of me when I had longer hair to like here, which I never got back to after I had shaved my head, like down to here, and I just like, I looked so beautiful, you know? And then even looking at myself in pictures of like here, I felt like I looked so beautiful, right? But so then I realized that it's not that I'm ugly, because if I just look at myself and I don't compare myself to anything else, I do think that I'm pretty and that I'm beautiful. And one of the things that people say to me is they're like, oh, well, you have such a pretty face that you can have a shaved head and you can pull that off. And like when I went to work for the first time when I had the flowers in my hair, the manager was like, only you could pull that off, right? And so like I guess in a way, like, it made me feel good when people would say those things to me, but I still like was feeling ugly just because I was comparing myself to this old version of myself. And for me personally, the reason that I had shaved my head is because I was struggling with trichotillomania. More so, I guess, the first time I had shaved my head, and like obviously there are ways to manage it, and I had gone to therapy for it before I even had shaved my head, and I learned the tools. For example, like wearing hats if you know you're going to be in a situation where you tend to pull more. For example, doing your homework or studying for something, or maybe just working, you know, you could put fingers on band-aids on these two fingers so that you can't pull, right? And so there are obviously ways to manage it, and it's something that trichotillomania is something that people say like there's no cure for it. And I made a whole different video about this, like how to manage your hair pulling, that you can watch. But I feel like there is no cure, because it's kind of just something that if you have ADHD or you're autistic, not everyone with ADHD or autism struggles with this, but like I feel like if you struggle with this, you probably have ADHD or autism, and that's obviously a neurodivergence, and there's no cure for that, which makes it be that there's no cure for trichotillomania. That's just like my personal theory, okay? So anyways, you have to obviously manage it, and it's possible to manage it, and in a way I kind of felt like, is me shaving my head letting my trichotillomania win? But at the end of the day, it's just kind of exhausting having to manage this and have to manage this like every day, you know? And for me, it was kind of like a destructive stim. And, you know, obviously there are days when I was able to manage it, and then there are days when I wasn't that good at managing it, and I would give in to these urges, and then it, you know, it was just causing my life stress. So I just felt like it was for the best to shave my head, and then I did. And then I let my hair grow back out again, I guess because I was feeling ugly, because I was comparing myself to my old myself and like looking at old photos of me when I had longer hair. So I let my hair grow back out, and then I started to feel, you know, beautiful again. But then obviously, like I said, it's hard to sometimes it's hard to manage it all the time. So then I just shaved my head again, and like I've had the urges to shave my head since like as early as I remember, like middle school. When I was like 3 years old, I actually took scissors and I had cut my hair, and then my mom came in the room and she was like, oh my god, why would you do that? So like when I was little, there's pictures of me when I have like short hair like this because I had cut it myself. Like I don't know, I guess even as that young age, I didn't want hair. Like I don't remember that experience, but I just know that happened because my mom had told me that happened. So anyways, so now what I'm trying to do is basically accept myself like this. And obviously I don't know if I'm going to look like this forever because hair always grows back. I could always grow it back. For me personally, since my hair grows really slowly, it took me a year to grow it back to like here. But like if I really decide that I want to have hair again, like I can grow it back, whatever. But so just what has helped me is just saying that I can only look at myself how I look today and in the mirror, and what do I think of myself when I look at myself like this. I don't need to compare myself to the past, because to me I think it is like a fact, and you may think this about yourself too, like if you had previously long hair and now you're bald, like you might look at your past self and think that you're more beautiful then. And like for me personally, like I feel like it is a fact to say that I looked more beautiful with longer hair. Like I think that's just a fact, but that doesn't mean that I'm ugly now, you know, and you shouldn't compare yourself to your past self. And I had made a video a year ago talking to people that like are thinking about shaving their head and saying like, should you shave your head or not, giving the pros and cons. And one of the things I said in it was like, if you are gonna do it, like don't feel insecure and still be confident, and don't think negatively about yourself after you do it. And you should, you know, kind of have like body neutrality. You know, maybe you don't want to lie to yourself and be like, I'm so beautiful, I'm the most beautiful person in the world, but just having like body neutrality, like this is what I look like and I still deserve to go and have fun and do all the things that I want to do, and don't have negative thoughts about yourself, and don't have negative assumptions about how other people are going to view you, right? And so I even had this thought to myself like in the beginning, because I'm starting to feel better now and like I'm feeling good about my decision, but like it's been a month, so in the beginning I was kind of having negative thoughts, right? And so I had this thought to myself like when I was thinking like, oh my god, I'm so ugly. Then I had this thought that's like, you made your decision, now live with it. You know, like you can't go back in time and unshave your head, you know. You made the decision to shave your head, so just, you know, live your life and do the things that you want to do. Like still go to the gym, still go and hang out with friends, go to new events, try to meet new people, right? And if you think about it in terms of like manifesting and how your thoughts create your own reality, like if you're thinking like, oh, I'm so ugly, no one will ever love me, no one's gonna want to be my friend, I'm never gonna get a boyfriend, I'm never gonna get a girlfriend, you know, like all of these things, then that's obviously never going to happen to you. And one of the things I also had this thought of like, the people that have what you want feel worthy of it, you know. So if you're having low self-esteem, making you look bad, and so then you don't feel worthy of a relationship or whatever, job opportunity, all these things, you know, man, it's not going to happen, because the only way for you to get those things is if you feel worthy of it, because then you're able to attract it, right? So then what happened was I had this kind of shift where I stopped feeling bad for myself and sorry for myself, and I started to feel, you know, beautiful and like I made the right choice, and that, you know, it's okay to be bald and like whatever, this is who I am and it's okay. Then at the gym, somebody actually approached me and they wanted to go on a date with me. I didn't like them, so I was just like, oh, I'm okay, you know. And then they were like, oh, it's all right, like have a nice day, and then they walked away. But like it just goes to show that it is possible to meet somebody, and that once you change your mindset into thinking that you're beautiful and that you're worthy, then these opportunities will come up to you, and then people will actually, you know, want to be around you more and want to date you. Even though it might not be the right person, like that's still okay. And I do think it was because of my mindset shift, and maybe it was because, you know, I just was in the beginning stage of changing my mindset into feeling beautiful and worthy, that someone approached me, but it wasn't the ideal person and not someone that I necessarily thought was attractive. But like once I get even stronger in my belief of feeling worthy and beautiful and like I deserve love, then it's when my real true love will come in. And so with this type of haircut, you might not feel feminine, and you might try to overcompensate in other ways, right? I always like to just dress nice anyway, so that wasn't really like a problem, and something that like, oh, now I feel like I have to dress nice because I'm bald. because that's just what I like to do anyways. But for example, with the designs in the hair and the flowers in the hair, I had first did that because I thought it was cool and I wanted to do it, and it was something I wanted to do the first time I had shaved my head, but then I never did it because I thought it was going to be like too expensive and all that stuff. And the reason I was able to do it now is because I met this girl through church, one of my friends, and her mom works at a hair school. And I've read online in the past, like if you go to a hair school, it will be cheaper because it's students doing it and they're still practicing. So it was obviously cheaper, so that's why I was able to do it. But so anyways, then, I was having fun with it, but it kind of is another way of obsessing over your hair, just like how Trichotillomania is. And so even though when I had them do it professionally, I didn't think it was perfect. And when it was fading, then I'm going over it in marker to make it look better. And then when I'm doing the flowers myself, and then with the washable hair chalk, like I'm being obsessive over it. I'm trying to be a perfectionist. If it doesn't look right, then I'm going getting the towel, kind of like washing it off so that I can redo it. And it's just kind of like obsessing over it, right? And then in a way, I think I was doing it to kind of make myself look more feminine, because it's obviously, just having a buzz cut and then having a buzz cut with flowers in your hair, like that's obviously a more feminine thing to do, right? And so then that's why I kind of realized I don't want to be, it's like another way of obsessing over your hair. And then even yesterday, so when I had met that guy at the gym, I just was like this, and I didn't have the flowers in my hair or anything like that. And I was feeling good, right? And so then later that day, I was going to a church event with other young adults, and then like, I didn't really want to do the flowers in my hair, but then I was like, well, maybe I should do it, so then I did it, and then because I did it, and then I did this one and I didn't like it, so then I, had to get rid of it, and then I redid it. And then because I did that, I was then 15 minutes late to the event. Luckily, the event didn't start on time, so it ended up being okay. But it's just like I was late to something because I was obsessing over my hair, and I don't want to be acting that way. So today I have work, and I don't think that I'm going to do the flowers. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And I went to work the other day and I didn't do the flowers because I didn't have time for it. And my coworker thought that I was kind of letting the haters win, because one of the customers said that the flowers in my hair needed work and basically that they weren't good enough. It's harder than expected and harder than you think to draw on your head. But anyways, I guess so I don't know, it was part of it, I guess I didn't think that I was good enough, and I guess I need to just work on good enough thinking. But at the same time, like I said before, it kind of just makes your hair feel weird, and I can feel the dye seeping into my brain in a way. And me personally, when I wear the makeup that I have, this lavender eyeliner, I order on Etsy, and so it's organic and it's natural ingredients, and it doesn't have purple dye in it. And so the makeup that I use is organic stuff, and I try not to eat foods that have red dye in it. Occasionally I will, but that's not something I do every day, and it's something I try not to do that. So then it's then all of a sudden I'm putting all these dyes on my head. And obviously the bleach probably isn't healthy for you, but I don't know, I think it kind of looks nice. I mean, my hair's obviously, my natural hair's growing back in, so it's not perfectly blonde, but I don't know. I think I probably still will bleach it a little bit, but I don't know. That was also just another concern about putting all these dyes on my head, and because some people are sensitive to that type of stuff. Not trying to fearmonger, but I don't know. I just didn't want it to impact me negatively. So right now, I've been just accepting, just having it blonde like this. And then when it grows back out, I don't know. Maybe every other month I'll do it blonde and then have it be my natural hair color, because I'm not sure if it's safe to be bleaching your hair so often. I'm still new to the bleach and stuff like that. And so another thing is I'm applying for some other jobs. Right now I'm a waitress, and I'm gonna see if, maybe I'll get a real job, do something with social media with my degree in communications. I want to go back to school for my master's, maybe in social work or something like that. But I kind of have to wait a year for that. So anyways, I've been applying for jobs, and then part of me is thinking well, who's gonna hire me if I look like this and I have a buzz cut and I have all these flowers in my hair and all this stuff, right? But you can't think like that. What you assume will happen will happen. If you assume you're not gonna get hired because of your hairstyle, you're not going to get hired. But if you assume that you will get hired, then you have a better chance of getting hired. So I have an interview coming up, and we'll see what happens. And again, with the whole like dating thing and like boys, because like before I shaved my head, my mom was like, you're never going to get a boyfriend, you're setting yourself back. And I was like, well, I've been at the gym when I had my hair like this, and nobody's coming up to me, no boys want me, so like they had their chance and they blew it, I guess. And then my mom's like, well, that's because when you first started going to the gym, you were bald. Because when I first joined the gym, I was bald and I had a buzz cut. And she's like, you established yourself as a lesbian, and they all think you're a lesbian, and that's why they don't talk to you. It's like, what? That's obviously not true, because people obviously aren't just going to assume that because of the fact that guy asked me basically out the other day. But anyways, even if you are a lesbian, I feel like I hear people saying that they're lesbian and they are stereotypical lesbian presenting, and then somehow guys still hit on them. So I don't know, that's like, I guess, just don't think about that stuff, and don't think that that's going to impact your dating life. I'm trying to decenter men anyways, but so I've been trying to decenter men, right? And so, but then after I shaved my head, what I found happening was that now all of a sudden I kind of want to get a boyfriend or want some type of male validation. And then I had to ask myself, like, why did I have this switch from like being okay and decentering men to like now needing validation? And it was because I was feeling ugly in myself, right? But so I had downloaded Hinge because I wanted to do that trend on TikTok where it's like downloading Hinge for the attention and validation, and then it says the attention and validation, and then it shows somebody like liking their picture and then like kind of saying something mean about them, and it kind of showing like you go on Hinge for attention and validation, and like this is the attention you get, like it's not good attention, right? And so I thought maybe someone would say something funny and then I would be able to do the trend, and that didn't happen, which I guess is good. But like I wasn't really getting that many matches, and like Hinge just gives me low self-esteem, because even when I've used it in the past when I had longer hair, I wasn't really getting any good matches on there. Like that's why I like Tinder better, but I'm not on that, and I'm not on any of the dating apps, right? But so then I was continuing to stay on Hinge, and I had originally got it so I could just do this trend on TikTok, but then it kind of turned into me wanting validation and wanting someone to basically say that I was beautiful and good looking, because I was feeling insecure about my hairstyle, and like when you're feeling insecure, that's not when people are going to start validating you and complimenting you, because like I said before, like it's kind of, you attract how you feel, so if you want people to like you, then you need to feel good about yourself. So I was feeling bad, so I wasn't getting the validation that I needed, right? However, this one guy that I think is good looking at the gym, he's not my type necessarily, but he is a good looking man, right? He had hearted one of my photos, but it was the one photo of me where my face wasn't even in the photo. It was because when I'm on a dating app, I only will show pictures of me of what I look like now, because I don't want to be a catfish, so it was only like 2 weeks of when I had my hairstyle, so I like taking a lot of pictures of myself, so I had like enough pictures, I guess. But one of the pictures was me, I was like in the dressing room, I tried on like these pair of pants, so it was a picture of me like with the pants that I tried on, and obviously I had a shirt on, and so the camera was covering my face because it was like a mirror selfie thing. And so that was the photo he liked of me. Like I was kind of like, that's kind of rude, like, do you not think I'm cute? Like you just like my body basically. But so but also I was like happy because I kind of liked him at the gym. But so I didn't match with him though. Now I feel like kind of stupid. I don't know why I did that, but I guess because I want to be his friend at the gym, I didn't want to go on a date with him. And it's just weird to talk to somebody online before talking to them in person. Like if there's someone you see in person, like I see him at the gym, like every time I go to the gym he's there, it's different to like just match with somebody you've never seen in public before and then start talking to them and then meet them in person. Like I just thought it was an awkward situation. I'd rather talk to him in person because I literally see him in person, so I've been trying to smile at him at the gym and failing. So yeah, but basically I'm just trying to say, like, it's possible for people to like you if you're bald, so don't think negatively about yourself and just feel good. Once you feel good, then you'll start attracting people. But anyways, just focus on yourself, focus on your hobbies, crocheting a skirt. So another example of how just thinking positively about yourself is gonna just give you more positive experience is how I joined this church, and it's a mega church, and so sometimes they'll have events like with young adults. So there's these groups of people that I see like once or twice a month, right? And so the one girl was having her birthday party, and so I went, and there were some guys there, right? I'm thinking negatively about myself, like, no guys are gonna like me now that I'm bald, right? So like, because I was thinking negatively about myself, I wasn't really talking to them as much, and I was kind of, I guess distancing myself a little bit, from the group, and kind of wanting people to come up to me and start interactions with me instead of me starting interactions with other people, which is just not good to do, right? So then, like I said, I started feeling more positively about myself. And so then yesterday I went to the church event. And so then when I saw people, I said hi to them, hi, blah, blah, blah. And I was just feeling more positive about myself. So then I was able to connect with people more and have more positive experiences. And then because I was kind of including myself into the conversation, I felt more included. So when you think negatively about yourself, you're just not going to have, you're going to have negative social situations, because you're going to be not including yourself. You're going to be like hiding from the world, basically. But when you think positively about yourself, you will include yourself more, talk to people as though they like you, and then it will be more likely that they do like you, and then this comes true. Because I was kind of feeling like these people didn't like me, but then yesterday I felt good, and I felt like they did like me, so it's kind of like all in the mind. You really got to work on just feeling good about yourself. And like I said before, you don't need to lie to yourself and be like, I'm the most beautiful person ever in the world, but just thinking about yourself as you are right now. Don't compare yourself to the past and your old self, and it's not even about what you look like, it's about how you feel in your body, and having body neutrality. This is what I look like, and it's okay, and I still deserve love, and I deserve friends, and I deserve a good job, and I deserve success. I deserve good opportunities, and all these things, and I'm worthy of all these things no matter what I look like, and it doesn't matter. And you're gonna start to feel better about yourself. But I think really the main thing that has helped me was telling myself that I shouldn't compare myself to my past self. Yes, I was beautiful and gorgeous in the past, but I'm still beautiful right now, and I don't need to compare myself in the past, because that's just not who I am anymore. And for me personally, I feel like me having long hair is me masking, and has always been my dream to have really long hair down to my butt, which has never happened. The longest it's been, I guess, maybe be like here, like maybe this long, like I've never made it to, I never reached my goal, and that's just like, I think that's was me masking, and me unmasking is like being bald, and like this is the real me. So this is how I'm gonna continue to be for now, and just keep thinking positively about myself, because I feel better when I think positively about myself, and when I love myself for who I am. I feel worse when I think negatively about myself, and I hide myself in the world, and I assume that people are judging me and all these things. So do your best to love yourself and accept yourself as you are right now, and to assume that people are going to think positively of you, and see what happens. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and comment if this video was helpful for you, and let me know of any other videos you want to hear me making. Thanks. Bye.